So today's topic is a bit different from the usual. We'll be exploring 15 of the most underrated Kido spells in the series, including spells which affect different dimensions and time spaces.
ようこそ私のソウルソサエティへ。
仕方ないっすね。挽回観音開き紅姫改め。
Kido is one of the 4 Shinigami fighting arts, the others being Zanjutsu, the art of the sword, Hakuda, which is essentially hand-to-hand combat, incorporating punches, kicks, grappling, and other elements of martial arts, and Shunpo, or fast movement, which, along with other aspects, is comprised of moving across short or long distances at blinding speed. Kido is essentially soul reaper magic, allowing the user to generate a wide range of effects called spells with their spiritual power. Additionally, Kido spells are divided into 2 broad categories, Bakudo, or supportive spells, and Hado, or destructive spells. And to conclude this introduction, within each category, mainstream Kido is numbered from 1 to 99. The higher the number, the greater the strength of the Kido. However, this list will also include Kido outside the typical 99.
You should try to smile.
Oops, wrong clip. How did that get there? Anyways, number 15. Concealment Kido. Ever tried fighting an opponent whom you can't locate? Or defending against a sneak attack that you don't even know exists? During the Soul Society arc, Momo was actually following Captain Itsugaya and Rangiku, and they had no idea she was actually behind them the whole time. This was owing to a force field that she put around herself, which hid her physical appearance under spiritual pressure. Now, how is this useful? Because in a fight or during assassination, you can easily catch your opponent off guard. People really underestimate the ability to be untraceable, but it doesn't simply end there. The concealment spell, Bakudo 26, Kyoko, not only makes the user invisible, but can also hide other spells completely. By extension, it can hide other spiritual matter. In the battle against the Trespastias, Momo was able to trap all 3 of them in a complex net of combination spells. This was possible because she used Kyoko to hide the presence of the spells. Number 14, Hakudan Keppeki. This was a Kido spell created by none other than the GOAT, Nanao Ise. It was strong enough to impede even Hashwald's physical power for a while. It's a barrier that literally shuts out Quincy's power from entering. She developed it by making use of the traces of Quincy's spiritual pressure left over the Soul Society. And because of how effective this spell is against even the Grand Master of Stern Ritters, it's definitely worth being on this list. Furthermore, she could construct a second version of the barrier stronger than the first. Number 13, Noren Mekuri. Remember when Aizen was being a complete creeper and Shinji was able to strip off his concealment Kido? Well, the spell that Shinji used was more impressive than you think. The Noren Mekuri doesn't simply reveal hidden things, but has the power to tear through space itself. That's right, this spell literally allows them to rip through the fabric of space. Number 12, Tente Kura. Bakudo number 77, Tente Kura, is a communication Kido. It allows you to lock onto the spiritual pressure of your target over a vast distance, and then you can directly talk to them. First, these patterns are drawn, and then communication can be established over a large area, even as large as Weikomundo or the Seirete. Of course, it is super effective in large-scale battles as it was in Soul Society arc, as one cannot begin to express the importance of communication in battle. Number 11, Fusatsu Kake. This is a Kido spell Kisuke used to seal Aizen's wrist. After touching the target twice, Kisuke is able to create a seal on the opponent. It seals the spiritual pressure vents that Shinigami have in their wrists, which causes their reactor to build up inside them, followed by a violent implosion. This spell would have killed even Aizen had it not been for the Hogyuku. Number 10, Kyuju Rokke Kakafumetsu. In case you're wondering what this long spell is, it's the one Kisuke used to seal Aizen. This one looked really painful. I felt like it was really personal. Anyways, it was set to activate when Aizen's power dropped. In other words, after he and the Hogyuku had their little lover's quarrel, and like a divorcee who takes half your stuff, it snatched his powers. At that moment, the seal activated instantly. But what's even scarier is the fact that Kisuke put this Kido into another Kido and fired it into Aizen, and it just stayed dormant waiting for his powers to drop. Number 9, Teleportation. Former Kido Grand Chief Tesai Tsukabishi used space dislocation to teleport himself, Kisuke, and the Vizards. However, this was a forbidden spell, which makes it all the more impressive since not many people practice it. He could teleport them over a long distance, and with great precision, and he brought everything with them, including a portion of the ground. Another form of teleportation called Sentan Hakuja was used by Aizen and his group. It allowed them to spatially relocate to Sokyoku Hill in an instant. It is activated by imbuing Kido into a special cloth. Number 8, Time Stop. Jikan Teishi, or time suspension, was performed by Tessai Tsukebishi. It is a forbidden Kido which could halt the progress of their holification. What's even scarier is the fact that Tessai could stop time for a good 20 hours. Number 7. Hachigen's Farewell Box. This spell allows Hachigen to teleport whatever is inside the box into another target. In fact, he can teleport anything that can fit inside the box. He used this technique to teleport his rotting arm inside Baragon. It's like trying to fight somebody who can teleport a grenade inside your body. That's just wild. Number 6. Hado 99 Goryu Tenmetsu. The 5 Dragons of Destruction. Not only is this spell stronger than Hado number 90, the Kurohitsugi, and Hado number 96, the Itokaso, but you might have realized that whenever it's activated, it quite literally destroys the area. This is because the Hado number 99 draws its power from the environment. The mechanics of the spell was explained in Kanfir Own World when Kisuke used it. The dragons draw their power from the ley lines or spiritually charged areas of the environment, such as the spirit pulse of the earth. You can also use other things as a source of power, such as the spiritual pressure of the atmosphere. So this spell uses other things to power itself, and is also an absorption ability. Number 5. Time Reversal. A friend of mine calls Hachigen the Pink Demon, and you know what? It all makes sense. Hachigen can use a time reversal technique with great similarity to Orihime's Soten Kishun. Except, of course, Orihime goes beyond simply reversing time and space. Whatever is encased inside the barrier will have time and space reverse around it, returning the object or the person to a time before they were damaged. Through this process, Hachigen was able to heal Orihime's Tsubaki. Furthermore, he used this Jiku Taiko, or space-time regression, to heal Ichigo's injuries. Number 4. Hachigen's Barrier. For the Visorit's hideout, Hachigen created a barrier which removes itself from people's minds. This barrier was so overpowered that you can't even think of its existence. Orihime could locate and get through it because their powers were similar. Hachigen could further confirm this after observing Orihime's spiritual pressure at close range. This barrier, the Hachigyo Sogai, was a technique he developed after leaving Soul Society, something which Shinigami Kido should not be able to bypass. Furthermore, Love Aikawa remarked that Hachigen's barriers were in fact flawless. Number 3. Bakuro number 58, Kakoshi Tsujaku. By extending the search net to cardinal points, one can discern the location of a target in numbers. Now sure, this is great for locating people over large distances like the Seirete, but my reason for choosing it goes even deeper than that. In the Kanfir Own World novel, Mayuri Kurotsuchi used this Bakuro to detect people disappearing into the Valley of Screams. Mayuri was at the Shiba's mansion in the Soul Society, and the Valley of Screams was a dimension outside the Soul Society in the Garganta. This spell literally stretched beyond the oceans of stars in the Soul Society, beyond the Soul Society dimension, and across a portion of the Garganta, up to the space-time boundary of one of the Valley of Screams, a spell which reaches not only beyond countless light years of outer space, but across dimensions. Number 2. The Kido Canon. The movie which covered Ichigo's adventures to the Valley of Screams, Memories of Nobody, introduced one of Soul Society's most terrifying weapons, a literal cannon which charges and fires a powerful Kido. The Valley of Screams is its own dimension, possessing its own space-time, but the attack from the Kido Cannon was so powerful that it could destroy this entire dimension, including the very space-time itself. A literal dimension-busting Kido. Number 1. The Linchpin Seal. The Sealed Soul King is a linchpin which stabilizes the Soul Society, and by extension all of reality. Long ago, when the ancestor of the Shiba clan attempted to persuade the Soul King to split the bleach reality into different realms, the Soneyashiro ancestor took advantage of this and sealed the Reio in a crystal. Later we learned that the Reio allowed this to happen. However, despite the Reio's power being reduced later, it is the strength of this type of seal which is concerning. In his attempt to fully absorb the Reio's power, Yuha broke the seal surrounding him. However, due to the excessive power, he would immediately collapse. Yuha did not struggle this much when he absorbed Genryusai's power, and he did manage to steal Ichibe's power but couldn't own it. However, none of these gave him as much trouble as attempting to control the Reio's power did, and rightfully so. However, the extra power from the Reio, which was being restrained by the seal, escaped Yuha's grasp. This extra power, which even Hashwalt described as unstoppable, morphed into living creatures and rushed down to the Seirete, and seemingly would have consumed all the Shinigami had it not been for the presence of Sosuke Aizen. This seal could restrain that extra power, and for a long time. Now don't get the wrong idea, this is not some ranking list, but I use numbers to maintain the element of surprise. Thank you for watching, and definitely like and subscribe for more.